Hey everyone, welcome back to Generational Gospel, where we break down Bible stories and explore what they mean for us today.
Today, we're diving into one of the most well-known stories in the Bible. A story about running from God, getting swallowed by a giant fish, and ultimately learning about God's mercy, the story of Jonah and the great fish. So, here's the setup. Jonah was a prophet, and God told him to go to a city called Nineveh to warn the people to turn from their wicked ways, or their city would be destroyed. But Jonah didn't like that idea at all.
Yeah, Jonah wasn't a fan of the people in Nineveh, so instead, he decided to run away from God. He hopped on a boat and headed in the opposite direction.
But, as we all know, you can't really run away from God. While Jonah was on the boat, God sent a huge storm. The sailors were terrified, and he started throwing cargo overboard to lighten the ship.
Jonah knew the storm was because of him, so he told the sailors, "Throw me into the sea, and the storm will stop."
And here comes the famous part. God sent a giant fish to swallow Jonah. Jonah was inside the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights.
Can you imagine that? Inside a fish for 3 days? Gross. But while Jonah was there, he prayed to God, asking for forgiveness and promising to do what God told him.
After 3 days, God commanded the fish to spit out Jonah onto the dry land. Jonah was given a second chance to go to Nineveh, and this time he went.
When Jonah finally got to Nineveh, he told the people that God was going to destroy their cities if they didn't change their ways. And guess what? The people listened. They turned from their evil ways, and God showed them mercy.
But here's the twist. Jonah wasn't happy that God spared Nineveh. He sat outside the city, angry that God showed mercy to people he didn't like. Jonah's anger reveals a heart issue. He wanted mercy for himself, but he didn't want the same for others that he didn't like. So, what's the big lesson here? Jonah learned that God's mercy isn't just for the people we like, it's for everyone.
This story shows us that God's love and forgiveness are bigger than we can imagine. Even when Jonah ran away, God gave him a second chance. And even though the people of Nineveh had done wrong, God gave them a chance to change.
God calls us to show mercy and forgiveness just like He does. Sometimes we might struggle to love others, especially when they've wronged us. But this story reminds us that God's love is for everyone.
As you go through this week, think about how you can show mercy to those around you, even when it's hard.
Thanks for tuning in to Generational Gospel. If this story encouraged you, make sure to like and subscribe and share it with someone who might need a reminder of God's amazing mercy.
Let's keep spreading God's love together. See you next time.